After several recent racial acts of violence, it has come to both my own and the nation's attention that racial inequality is a major problem in our union. I believe that while society's ideals have to change to fully usher in racial equality, our institutions must lead the charge for the end of racism in the United States. However, many federal institutions are weak and corruptible, with companies and associations bribing senators and representatives to make change nearly impossible. However, our own government, the Middle School Senate, is noble and just, and when fully utilized can usher school-wide change for the better. That's why, as president of the middle school, I'm announcing my support for a new plan called the Equal Respect Act, which will be a new plan that will ensure equality through law and respect in ideas. Nobody should be discriminated based on race or gender. You are born into your skin, not your skin born into you. So treating it as something that makes your opinions and ideals more or less important than others is foolish. The same thing could be said for being male or female. Being in the LGBTQ community has even less of a justification for sexism because you're being punished for your ideals. In a society that values personal freedoms and representation, being discriminated based on what sex you choose is fundamentally un-American. It's unpatriotic. So being racist or sexist is the equivalent of being a traitor. Racism and sexism are antiquated ideas made to subdue others under one. I know that's a hard thing to accept, but ignoring the problem and undermining the fight to end racism and sexism makes you directly responsible for it. By instead helping to end it throughout the world, you could help end this foul curse brought upon the world. What I want this plan to be will be largely dependent on what you think will help end racism and sexism. However, I also do have some ideas on how to use the Senate to fight racism and sexism. I feel the reason why these symbols of hate are still so strong today is because of the lack of respect that some have. I don't think that anyone in this room or this school harbors such malicious ideas, but creating a new law like this will set a new moral order that will spread to neighboring schools and communities. This act will make sure that all ideas are presented equally and treated respectfully regardless of race, sex, or religion. Through our institutions, we could set a new world order washed clean of the stain that is racism and sexism. While a lot of people either openly or subtly perform racist acts, we shouldn't. Some people's rhetoric have set a standard that racism is an American idea that is synonymous with America itself. But like I said earlier, racism and sexism are unpatriotic ideas. They are against our ideas as a nation, and both sides of the aisle, whether left or right, conservative or liberal, coast dwellers or midlanders, must stand against racism for the creation of a greater society for all in our great union of peoples and states.